Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for your continued support. Well, as we know, as a lot of people said in my comments, they were looking at these changes, the green paper and the proposed changes that's going to come from that. And a lot of people have been saying, well, isn't there going to be a legal challenge against any of this? Well, it looks as though that might well be happening because there are a few solicitors who are apparently looking at the possibility of legally challenging some or all of these things in the green paper. So let's have a look at the article and show you it in more detail. Let's take a look. Right, this is the Disability News Service. 3 firms of solicitors are working with disabled people on possible benefit cut legal cases. At least 3 firms are examining ways in which they could support disabled people and their organisations to challenge some of the government's proposed cuts to disability benefits in the courts. Public Law Project, Lee Day and Bat Murphy, all of which have previously supported disabled people's organisations to challenge the government, are examining the possibility of taking legal action. The discussions follow last month's Pathways to Work Green Paper and the subsequent Spring Statement, which had proposed billions of cuts to disabled people's support, particularly through $4.5 billion a year cuts to personal independence payment and billions more from disabled people's out-of-work benefits. Some of these measures will now be consulted on, including plans to delay access to the health element of universal credit until a claimant has reached the age of 22, deciding which disabled people should be exempt from universal credit work-related requirements, and delaying the move from disability living allowance to PIP until the age of 18 from 16 as it is at the moment. Disabled People Against Cuts has been in discussions with PLP, the legal firm which acted for disabled activist and author Ellen Clifford, in a groundbreaking High Court victory that saw the last Conservative government consultation on plans to make substantial cuts to out-of-work benefits declared unlawful. Laura Burnup, co-founder, said she was certain that there will be a legal challenge to the consultation, given how dire the Green Paper's layout is and the fact that accessible formats have only just become available. But she said there could also be a human rights challenge to any legislation that is taken through Parliament, which could put pressure on government to amend it. Georgia Bondi, from DPO Forum England Secretariat, which is funded by Disability Rights UK, said the forum was exploring a legal challenge to stop the incredibly harmful legislation proposed in the Green Paper. Labour failed to meaningfully engage with disabled people when putting together the Green Paper, despite the DPO forum's continual attempts to facilitate co-production, starting from before they were elected. They continued to fail to engage meaningfully with disabled people, given that half the points in the proposed legislation are not part of the consultation. In no way does this represent Labour's own commitment to championing the rights of disabled people and to the principle of working with them, so that their views and voices will be at the heart of all we do. Prior to the publication of the Green Paper, the DPO Forum made it clear to the Disability Minister that no cuts to disability benefits would be in line with supporting disabled people to have a minimum quality of life. This has been ignored. We will fight the proposed cuts every way we can. Lee Day solicitor Carolyn Ott said, "We have been approached by both affected people and organisations that support affected individuals, and they have all expressed serious concerns. They are very concerned by the scale and depth of these cuts proposed, particularly the changes to PIP, which will inevitably impact the most vulnerable in society. We will be looking very carefully at the details are unveiled and considering whether legal action can be pursued." JC Brennan from Bat Murphy Solicitors said, "We are exploring all available legal avenues, having been approached about a number of significant concerns arising from the changes announced by the government that have left many feeling scared and anxious at the impact these cuts will have." Ophi O'Reilly from PLP said, "We are disappointed that the government has opted not to consult on key welfare cuts set out in the Green Paper. This government says many of these proposals will be implemented via primary legislation. Parliamentarians must therefore ensure that they properly scrutinise the details of any draft bill, and we consider that MPs would be in a much better position to do this if they had the benefit of the output of a comprehensive consultation process, which sought the views of those deaf and disabled people who will be directly impacted. We also call on the government to be transparent about the labour market impacts, given that it is stated motive for many of these reforms is the fact that it will lead to more people entering the labour market and not being reliant on benefit." So that's basically what they're saying, and I'll leave a link to this article, of course, as I do in the comment section. So that's good news, I think, the fact that they are exploring avenues legally which they can challenge the government, and I'm sure that that at least one or two legal challenges will be brought forward as a result of this. Hopefully it will be a positive outcome for people. Let me know down in the comment section what you think about this, whether you think that this will be that this will actually cause the government to think again, or do you think that actually they will just carry on regardless until they're actually made to stop? Let me know down in the comment section what you think. As always, if you've got this far, please do consider subscribing to support the channel, and I'll see you next time.